Welcome back, everybody. It's a brand new episode of 5 Minute Majors. I'm your host, Derek Harper. Let's get right to it, diving straight into the OHL with a little bit of news and obviously the London Knights. Staying at the one spot in the CHL's top 10 rankings once again. I think it's almost guaranteed that they will win the Memorial Cup this season in Rimouski. Now, could the Oceanic have something to say about that? Maybe. Sidney Crosby used to play for them. So that team, they have quite a bit of a history. We'll see if the host team can win it like Windsor did not too long ago. But staying in the OHL, the Windsor Spitfires checked in at 8, Kitchener Rangers at 4, and the Barrie Colts at 9. So we'll see what happens there. Seems to be a little bit of jostling in the OHL these days. Over in the QMJHL, Moncton Wildcats kind of holding steady at the 2 spot, with the Rimouski Oceanic at 3. Now, Rimouski, they're the host team, obviously, so they're also probably going to be a playoff team with how well they're doing this season. My question is, next season, the the Kelowna Rockets, who made a deal with the Chiefs not too long ago to deal one of their stars, Andrew Cristall, to the Chiefs, to pair him with Berkeley Catton for a Chiefs team that could make a title run. But what is Kelowna doing? They fired their head coach not too long ago, and now they also made a few trades, obviously, but they host the Memorial Cup next season. So what are they doing? Are they going to suddenly load up for next season? Because in my mind, you want to keep a solid coach. It looks like they're tearing down, but I guess we'll only know next year. But that said, Chris Mallette, the coach that Kelowna let go, was recently hired by the OHL's Erie Otters as their new head coach. But sticking in the WHL, obviously the Chiefs are kind of in the top 10 there. Calgary as well. Medicine out at 10. The Hitmen checked in at 7 and the Chiefs at 6. So I think we're going to see a Medicine Hat and Spokane final. That's my opinion. Western final will be Everett and the Chiefs. But Victoria made the news this week, and for good reason. Alternate captain for the Royals, Cole Reshney, WHL Player of the Week, paced all WHL skaters, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points, 4 games. Impressive. Staying with the Royals, goaltender of the week, newcomer Johnny Hicks from the BCHL's Brooks Bandits, went 2-0 this week with a 1.50 goals against average and a 947 save percentage. Not too shabby for a guy that was playing in a junior league not too long ago. In a junior A league, that is. Now that's not the BCHL. That's solid. That is solid. That's solid hockey. But the WHL is a clear step up. So the Royals are doing something right with the coaching staff there, with the players. Obviously, they have a pretty solid coach. I think the Royals will be a team to watch next season. I think they could be up there in the top 10, possibly, make a deep run in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. But as well as that, staying in the U.S. or going to the U.S. division for WHL Rookie of the Week, Savin Verk of the Tri-City Americans received the honor. 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 points in 3 games to lead all rookies. So pretty impressive there. Tri-City could be a team to watch over the next few seasons as well. They've shown that they can win some big games. They've been in kind of a rebuild mode for quite a while now. Not sure what's going on there, but we'll see what happens in the next few seasons. But in other CHL news, there were 29 CHL alumni set to take part in the NHL's Four Nations tournament starting this week, Wednesday to be exact. And Canada led all countries taking part with 20 CHL alumni members, followed by Finland with 4, the US with 3, and Sweden with 2. So we'll see what happens there. Definitely something to watch. 2 of them have captained their teams, Mark Stone and Sidney Crosby. And staying with Crosby, some pretty big news on his end. No, he's not. He is not. He's not retiring yet. but or at least any official news on that. But the QMJHL, where he played his major junior career with the next Memorial Cup host, Rimouski Oceanic, the QMJHL will be renaming its MVP trophy after Sidney Crosby. So congratulations to him. That's quite the honor. I have to think there'll maybe be a ceremony with him in person the first time, at least the first time. We'll see what happens there. But four CHL alumni taking part in the Four Nations tournament have won a Memorial Cup, including quite the battle in 2013 between the Portland Winterhawks and the Halifax Mooseheads. Nathan McKinnon is the representative there. Anthony Sorelli in 2015, and Mitch Marner and Matthew Tkachuk with London in 2016. And let's talk about London again. Think about that. 2016, 9 years ago, you had Matthew Tkachuk and Mitch Marner on the same team. I mean, that's scary to think. And that team continues to breed success and breed stars. I mean, there's something special with that organization. And maybe we'll dive into that in a future episode. Maybe we'll make some calls, see if we can arrange any interviews. Um, Definitely something I think I'm going to try diving into more because that team is a contender for the title almost every single season that I can remember. Them and the Oshawa Generals, it seems like. But London, I think they're one of the most successful CHL teams of all time, along with Portland. Throw Halifax in there occasionally, and a few other teams. So, be interesting to see what happens there, as well as with Kelowna next year, with how they're kind of tearing down right now, and how their head coach just got hired by an OHL team that's pretty notable that Connor McDavid played for. So, be interesting to see what happens there. But the Four Nations tournament should be exciting, and I think it just goes to show that there is so much talent at the major junior level that that is where a majority of the NHL talent comes from. It's a premier development league in the world. And honestly, I'm really glad for the ability for the NCAA and CHL to work together because it allows more players to go to college, but to showcase their skills at probably and arguably maybe the best junior league in the world. So there's all of that, and I think we're seeing a lot of positive developments. Obviously, the Kelowna Rockets are a question mark right now, but outside of that, I mean, I think we have a rising power out west. The U.S. division will be interesting. With the Winterhawks kind of retooling, they'll maybe be a second round team, I think, this year. But it'll be interesting to see how they're all like really powerful right now in the next few years. So when the Chiefs are rebuilding, you'll have just a dogfight in the U.S. division, while they are retooling, and maybe Tri-City is gets really good soon. I mean, Wenatchee will be really good in the next few years, probably. Everett and Portland, and obviously right now Seattle's kind of at the bottom, but they've shown that they can rebuild pretty fast. So I think it's gonna be really fun to watch the WHL and keep a watch on London as well, and Oshawa, and maybe Calgary. I think there's just a lot of talent, a lot of I think this is almost an unprecedented time in the CHL with how much success we're seeing from teams on a yearly basis. And honestly, on a weekly basis, you look at the CHL's rankings. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward, but we'll keep an eye on that and we'll keep you posted in the next episode. So we'll see you then.